Hey, how about some lucky hit? I know you want to.
If you don't already know, Shenmue III is kind of a big deal. It's quite possibly one of the most elusive games in history. It's not quite at Half-Life 3 status, but it's definitely up there. You might already be familiar with the series' history, so I'll try to keep this brief. The first entry in the Shenmue series launched on the Sega Dreamcast in November 2000 in North America. Though the series is somewhat polarizing among players, with many calling the game boring or mocking its cheesy voice acting.
Sounds good. I want to try some.
There's no denying that the game was revolutionary. It was the first fully realized open-world game. Sadly, due to the commercial failure of the Dreamcast, Shenmue I was the only game in the series to be released on that console in North America, with Shenmue II eventually coming out on the original Xbox in 2002. Fans of the series had been clamoring for the next chapter in Ryo's journey for years. It seemed like Shenmue III would never happen, but lo and behold, after becoming the most successful crowdfunded game in history, Yu Suzuki's Shenmue III is here, and it's finally in our hands. Well, almost. I normally wouldn't make a video about a demo, but hey, I'll use any reason that I can get to talk about Shenmue. The footage that you are seeing is from the Kickstarter backer trial version of Shenmue III. This trial allows you to take on the role of Ryo for a single day. It takes place in one of the game's main locations, Bellevue Village.
Hey, Shenhua.
Yeah?
I think we should split up and look for the bookie.
The demo begins with young Ryo Hazuki stepping through the gates of Bellevue Village. A short cutscene plays, and you hear Corey Marshall as Ryo speak for the first time. It's still hard to believe that you're playing a new Shenmue game. It's surreal. And all of a sudden, just like that, Shenmue III picks up right where 2 left off. Everything that you remember is here. The toy capsules, a game of Lucky Hit, Ryo commentating on random objects to himself.
What's this? A duck?
And a cast of eccentric NPCs.
I'm not drunk. Who said that?
You're kept on a relatively short leash throughout the trial, but it's still plenty of time and space to get a feel for how the finished product will play. The visuals are colorful and vibrant. From the bright greens of the foliage to the minute details of the shops and the temples, the village looks gorgeous. The character models capture the look of the original Shenmue titles. They're not too cartoony, and they're not too realistic either. Ryo travels around on foot. He controls relatively smoothly, but it gets a bit clunky in tight spaces. Somehow, after all these years, Ryo still feels a bit like a tank. You have one main quest that you have to tackle, and that is to find the man with a scar on his face. You'll find yourself reminiscing of the sailors of the past as you ask random bystanders for the scarred man's location. Ryo logs all of the new info into his trusty journal. We'll come back to the story in a moment, but for now, let's see what else Bellevue Village has to offer. There are shops that Ryo can browse around in, or buy food, which he will need this time around. One of the new mechanics brought to Shenmue III is a hunger meter. This affects Ryo's health and stamina, so you'll have to make sure you eat plenty of bananas and eggplants to keep Ryo full and healthy. And of course, it wouldn't be a Shenmue game without the capsule toys. Although I feel they have lost a bit of their luster, since they are no longer based on old Sega characters. Most of what I've seen is a bit generic. You get tennis rackets and dump trucks. Oh well, this set from Shenmue I kinda makes up for it. Minigames from street-side vendors are back in spades. There are old favorites like Lucky Hit and One Shot, as well as newcomers like this turtle race here. Place your bets and follow the QTE prompts to make them go.
Nice, bro. Go again.
Now that we've thoroughly explored Bellevue Village, let's go back to the main questline, the man with the scarred face. Once you locate him, Ryo asks him for information on the thugs in the bar. The scarred man knows something, but he won't spill the beans unless you can beat him in a fight. Combat feels fluid and perfectly adequate, even though it is a departure from Shenmue 1 and 2, which was based on another of Yu Suzuki's franchises, Virtual Fighter. Shenmue 3 starts from scratch, and from what I've played, I think it does it well. Ryo feels less restricted in his movements this time around, with the biggest difference being that the combo system seems to be gone. You are able to perform special moves by simply selecting your desired move and pressing a single button to perform it. Once Ryo is victorious, the Shenmue III trial is over. It's a short demo, but I think it shows us a good bit of what we can expect from the full game. One thing is glaringly apparent to me, and it's something that I think will not only be this game's biggest strength, but also its biggest weakness. Shenmue III feels old. It feels like a Dreamcast game. Everything that I've seen and played in this trial of Shenmue III encompasses the spirit, feel, and gameplay of the originals, which is great for people like me who love this series. But I feel that it's going to be a turnoff for any newcomers who try to jump into Shenmue III for the first time. I truly hope that this game doesn't only appeal to old fans and those who are seeking a nostalgia trip. This could be bad news for sales, and even put an end to the planned sequels to Shenmue III. Yeah, that's right, if you didn't know, Shenmue III isn't going to be the end of Ryo Hazuki's story. Yu Suzuki is already planning sequels. I mean, I'm all in for more Shenmue as much as the next guy, but come on, this series is lucky to have been given one more shot as it is. I suspect that the old school design of Shenmue III will be a major point of contention when official reviews start rolling out in November. With that said, I'm still in disbelief that I just played a portion of Shenmue III. I am genuinely excited for the full release. It can't come soon enough. But for now, it's time to revisit the originals to hold me over. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.
Game. Rats. Game.